Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yo, what up, what up? It's your boy Rubino.
And this DJ in the building.
And you listening to the UpNUp Podcast.
Yeah.
Wait, what are we doing?
I don't know, just listen.
Yes. Welcome.
What it do?
Ladies and gentlemen, you're tuned into the UpNUp Podcast. I am your host, Rubino.
And I'm DJ man.
DJ man. Turn it up, man.
I'm turning it up.
How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
You good?
Yeah.
I need you to elevate your voice a little bit, man.
Why, bro? You can hear me, right?
Nah, because this is a special episode. Another one.
I know.
Another special. You want to tell them why?
Yes, episode 30, Listener Appreciation.
Listener Appreciation Week, yes. For those first-time listeners out there, this is the UpNUp Podcast. This is the podcast where we focus on cultivating the culture, and we do that through providing amazing content, amazing stories, just dope-ass conversations, right?
Hella dope.
Right? That are intended to inspire, motivate you, and just get you to keep going and live on the up and up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Listener Appreciation Week, man. This is the second installment.
Damn.
This is something that we do to appreciate you guys as listeners. They're family, right?
Of course.
They're family to us. I can't stress that enough, man. So we want to shout you guys out for always supporting. Make sure to rate, subscribe, and review.
And like it too.
Yep. Like it too. You can follow us and stay tapped in. Just go ahead and find us on YouTube, SoundCloud, and iTunes. Just type in the UpNUp Podcast, and that's where you can find us. Also, make sure to tap in on all social media platforms @_TheUpNUp to stay connected. Yeah, man. And if you also want to get tapped in and look fresh with these limited edition Cultivate Culture dad hats, go ahead and hit us up @_TheUpNUp if you want to make a purchase and support the cause and support the culture, right?
Yep.
All right, got that out the way, right?
Yeah.
Now,
hold on before you go a little
ahead.
forward. I just want to give a shout out to our last Listener Appreciation Week guest. Okay. Abdi.
Hey.
He's sitting right behind that camera right there.
Serving the piece. Round of applause. Serving the piece. Yes. So yeah, man. To kind of give you guys a little bit of insight on why we're doing this. This is important, man, because we feel like, and I can speak for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay? I'll speak for you on this one. This is a chance for us to connect with you guys as listeners, man. But more importantly, giving you guys the platform to drive topics, promote your projects, promote your friends, promote something that you want to talk about, promote dialogue, because this platform is not just for us, it's for everybody, right?
Exactly.
And we want to make sure that we're staying connected to you guys. So, you know how this goes, right? We got to show them how it's done.
Show.
And the only way we're going to do that is we're going to actually bring up this week's Listener Appreciation Week winner who gladly submitted, right? He gladly submitted what his favorite episode was, and he told us why, and we rocked with it, right?
Yes,
we rocked
sir.
with the support.
Yes, sir.
This guest is not just a listener. He's actually officially a family member of the UpNUp.
Yeah.
It's real, man.
Uh-huh.
Mob ties, man. Sick of these niggas. All right, I'm sorry. So without further ado, man, I want everybody in this room to put your hands together for the one and only Ishmael Yusuf, a.k.a. @TheIssue. Yeah. Come on, y'all. Keep the applause going, man. Come on, man. We're going to show love today, man. How you doing, my brother?
Doing well, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. Make sure you're talking to the mic just a little closer so that people can feel you, man.
Yep.
Thank you for coming to the show, bro.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Thank you, bro.
I'll miss it.
Man, this episode is for us to just vibe out and connect with you, man. And when I say you're a representation of our listenership, man. And so, and obviously, to enter in and win, to be able to come up here, you had to give us, I guess, a reflection on why certain episodes touched you the way they did and, connected with you. So, Let's get into that, man. So you submitted and you gave us your episode. So I want you to tell us what your favorite episode was and tell us why and tell the people why.
Yeah. So my favorite episode honestly was a tie.
It's a good thing.
Yeah. It's a really good thing
for us, right?
Yeah, it's a really good thing.
Hell yeah.
Because for me, it spoke. And I'll just tell you, so the two episodes for me were the ones with Robel from Train Athletic Forum, and the other was with Bobby, DJ Blast.
Okay.
Right? And for me, the two reasons why, it really boiled down to, one, I know these guys on a personal level.
Okay.
Right. And so I've been able to really witness from the inside what that grind looks like.
Okay.
Right. And so I've been able to kind of touch base with them, talk to them about some of my ideas and some of my dreams, and they've been super supportive of it. But more importantly, these are guys that, against all odds, have been able to really cultivate culture in a way that is really unique, and the impact is huge, right? So
I
like,
see it.
Yeah,
I seen it. Yeah,
For
You know what I
real.
mean?
I've seen it, especially with Rebel, because he's from here, and like us three were there from the ground. You know what I'm saying? From
Yeah.
the roots of it. So
Yeah, word up.
that's dope. Actually, I forgot to give.
Man,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, you know, we
Quote of the day.
Quote of the day, man. Quote man.
Yeah, that's me, man.
Come on with it, man. Come on with
All
it.
right. So the quote of the day for today
I'm
is,
excited for this one, man.
support one another. You can't score if everyone is trying to steal the ball from each other.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Who said that?
I did. I made that shit up.
Yeah, hey, round of applause, man. Quote man.
Up and up first.
Quote man.
There you go. It's a lot of firsts today.
Shout out to Ish's hat too. You know, that was
Yeah.
inspiration too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nah,
man.
his
Got
hat.
to.
And for those who can't see, his hat says "Support your friends."
Exactly.
So shout out to that.
That's key.
Run that back one more time, though.
All right.
Run that back
So
one more time.
support one another. You can't score if everyone is trying to steal the ball from each other.
Kind of like Carlton with
Yeah,
Will
you can't
in
do
that
that
Fresh
shit.
Prince episode. Everybody remember that.
Yeah, bro. You can't.
So yeah, let's continue on. Touching on that episode, or I guess both episodes that kind of connected with you. I guess what was there a specific moment or something that you found out about both those brothers, because you know them, right?
Yeah.
You knew them
Yeah.
when they were coming up. Was there something within those episodes that maybe you didn't know about their story that kind of stuck out maybe?
Yeah, man. I mean, for Bobby, like I didn't know that he started at 16, right? So for me, that's like I got siblings.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about like, all right, well, how do I take what I learned and pass that on to them?
Probably for like our younger
Okay.
audience.
Yeah.
You know, because you said you started your company
16.
16, right?
Yeah.
So were you getting like any pushback, or like maybe like older photographers or media companies were looking at you like not taking you seriously?
At the age of 16, I looked for mentors. A lot of the photographers in the Dallas area were in their late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah.
So they didn't mind me tagging along with them
Okay.
and being a second shooter for free.
Yeah.
Right? But then people start seeing you and you're taking their pictures, sending individuals sending their pictures directly to them, and then be like, then now their birthday's coming up, or
Yeah.
now their whatever other events they could have are coming up. It's like, hey, do you mind coming out and taking these pictures for us? And you do it at a much cheaper rate, of course, because you're so much younger.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like my way in.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
that's really why I do what I do. Like it's all based on trying to make sure that they got the path
Okay.
to like really get as much exposure as possible.
Yeah.
And so if I can be a vehicle for that,
Yeah.
then I'm happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like for him to set up a business at 16 and just be like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna just do it for free, or I'm gonna do it for a severely like lower price. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In comparison to the competition,
Yeah.
like I felt like that was a really really cool thing to really see.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
especially at that age.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
because I see kids all the time, man, like teenagers who want to start clothing companies. They want to do all these things, and they don't got people who started at that age that can tell them, yo, I did the same thing you did, or we're trying to do when I was your age. You know,
Right.
That's big, man. And I think also it just speaks to knowing people's stories really can really build you up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And build us up together. So, no, I'm glad you shared that as well. And usually what we do is we kind of just go around and kind of give our moments, favorite moments. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and lead with your favorite moment in the past 10 episodes, or if I don't know, is it within the past 10 episodes for you?
Man, it's kind of hard, bro. It gets hard when you're 30 episodes in.
Yeah,
You're trying to think of everything.
yeah. There's a lot, man, and no two episodes are the same, right?
Yeah.
But yeah. So go ahead.
No, I'm gonna let you start. Actually, let me think of mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're right, man. This is episode 30, man, and we've been fortunate enough to connect with so many amazing people, man, and just learn, man. I feel like every time I'm in this seat, I'm learning so much, right? And so for me, I would have to say one very, very pivotal moment for me within the episode list that we have was episode 22, What's on Your Mind, with Ashley McGirt. who's a
was a really good
professional
episode.
professional mental health therapist. And mainly that was because that was a topic, you know, it's as popular and as trendy as it is currently. It's so untapped, so uncharted. I don't talk about it, right? I think about it. I don't talk about it, right? And there was one thing that she mentioned within that episode that actually stuck out to me. I kind of took a note on it, which is she said that with her mental health sessions, she said all her sessions are most effective when it's solution focused, right? So when her clients come in, her patients come in with goals in mind.
Well, for starters, I don't believe that I have control at all.
Okay.
And I tell my clients day one, they control the sessions. They lead it, they guide it. I'm not in control of anything.
Gotcha.
This is their life.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So just like my clients who sit there and come in each week and they don't make any changes, that's on them. So I can guide them and I can give them the tools that they need. But ultimately, it's out of my control.
In terms of what they want to do, right? Because I thought it was more so someone comes in, asks for help, the therapist says, okay, well, you put me in control, then I'm just going to kind of guide you. And what she said is, I don't control none of my patients. I don't control them. I let them control the sessions. I tell them to come in with a plan, come in with a goal in mind, some solutions. And so that's some insight. I did not know that that's how certain sessions went, right? And she said, you know, it was really effective for a lot of her patients. So that was dope. That was dope for me. That was a real teaching moment and learning moment for me. So yeah, shout out to Ashley, man, for sure. She's doing some great work out here, for sure. Yeah. Shout out to her.
So I think mine was probably Renaissance Talk with Isaiah. I felt that one was important because it talked about, I mean, for all, you know, local people here and stuff, the gap between Seattle and Tacoma, you know what I mean? I want to talk about the disconnect between Tacoma and Seattle.
I'm the bridge, bro. I'm the bridge.
All right, yeah.
I'm trying to be the bridge.
What can
It's
we
my
do,
dream,
bro?
I don't know. It's a dream of mine, bro. Like to really, but we've come a long way.
Like that's something that needs to be bridged. So.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
We've been talking about that since we were
That's
kids.
what I'm
though.
saying,
Yeah.
bro. So that was one of the episodes where I was like, yeah, you know, people need to hear this. You know?
Yeah. Long
Make sure we're
overdue.
tapped in. Yeah.
Long overdue
sure.
conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And you know, again, with these listener appreciation week episodes, it's not about us, right? I mean, it's never really about us. It's about whoever's in that seat. So my brother, I mean, you know, I'm sure you got some things on your mind, things you want to talk about.
Yeah.
But for the people who don't know who The Issue is, right? I'm gonna call you that, you know, at The Issue. We're gonna put your tag right here so they can hit you up. You know, tell them a little bit about what you're involved in. Currently, you work for Zillow Group,
Yep.
correct? But I'll let you go ahead and explain some of the things you're involved with over there and some of the work you've been able to do.
Yeah,
just to give
so-
some context.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been at Zillow now for almost 2 years. It's
Okay.
crazy to think about too.
Yeah,
'cause
time
it's
flies.
Like, time flies, man. And in that time, I've really been able to like find my footing, you know, career-wise, purpose-wise, and really engage on a level that I felt was like what my purpose was, right? So, you know, to kind of give backstory, you know, I've been involved in, you know, diversity inclusion stuff since pretty much outside of high school.
Okay.
Right. So at Highline, I worked at the Intercultural Center, and that was a huge hub for me in terms of being able to really express my ideas.
Yeah.
You know, I did spoken word for
Yeah.
a long time. Like that's
Yeah,
how
they
a lot of folks like know the issue because of the spoken word
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so like I used to help run open mics there, and that created an opportunity for me to go to Alcorn State. You know, shout out to the Braves.
Yeah.
Southwest Mississippi.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
Dark
Yeah,
Coast.
yeah.
Sir, hey.
You know, so
Dark Coast.
yeah, man. So that opportunity just opened up the entire world for me because what it did was it's an HBCU, and you know when you're talking about diversity and inclusion at an HBCU, that's a completely different topic. You know what I mean? Because it's not like PWIs here like UW or Wazoo,
Yeah.
where like
We just need 2 black people. We hit our quota. Like
yeah, you know,
Yeah.
it's a completely different experience. It's
Yeah.
almost flipped in a way, right? Where you got like a bunch of black folks, and then you'll have like, you know, pockets of Eastern European folks from like Africa, like from Ghana. Like I had homies from Ghana. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? First time that I got to like connect with folks, you know, and it created opportunities. I actually got to go to Ghana. You know what I mean? Like that was an experience that I never thought that I'd be able to experience.
Tell them
you know?
about that story you
Yeah.
told me about when you were told that you were going to Ghana.
Oh, man.
And this, well, Go ahead, tell the story. But like,
Well, he was told. All right, I want to
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I was told.
yeah,
I was told.
I heard this story. It was dope.
It was crazy. So, I go down there fall 2012, right? And my first semester, they do semesters down there, right? My first semester, we just crushed it, right? The team, like, shout out to my boy RJ, AJ, Tony, Doug, and we call ourselves DG Disciples. Shout out to Dr. Greenfield, right? That's our mentor.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, okay.
And we just crushed it. Like first semester, we just hit the ground running. And there came an opportunity for like they were trying to do like a university partnership with some schools in Africa, and one of them was in Ghana, right? So I get a call from the university president's office saying, "Hey, you need to make your way over to the president's office as soon as you're done with your classes." I'm like, "Hey, Doc, hey, man, I just got hit up. Like, what's going on? Like, am I okay? Like, I'm thinking I'm in trouble, bro.
Yeah,
like, what did I do?
You thought you were about to get fired or
You know
something?
what I'm saying? Like, what did I do?" So he has me come up to his office, and I walk in, and like as soon as I sit down, I'm like, "Hey, Dr. Brown, how you doing?" He goes, "Follow me." So we go one floor down, and I'm now in a room where like you got 2 vice presidents, the dean of students, like the president, all of them sitting behind the desk, right? Or like standing, you know what I mean?
That's
like,
some real initiation type
Bro,
shit right there.
I'm sitting there like, what's going on? You know, and they ended up saying like, "Hey, we really appreciate, and love the work that you've been doing. We want you to go with us to Alcorn. So we're not asking you. We're pretty much telling you like, hey, you're coming out." Right?
Wow.
And I'm like hype, right?
Yeah.
Immediately, like,
Yeah.
call my mom, like, "Hey, Mom, I'm in Mississippi, but hey, I just got an opportunity to go to Ghana. What do you think?" And her first response was, "So are you having to pay for it?"
Yeah.
And I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't even think about any
Yeah.
of that. But, the university ended up like covering my cost
Yeah.
for, my stay and everything, which was awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I got an opportunity to go see the dungeons in Cape Coast. So there's these castles out in Cape Coast where you get to see where the slaves left from the transatlantic slave trade.
Whoa.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Heavy
Wow.
stuff. You know what I
For
mean?
real.
Yeah, bro. So like I went down there, and for me, like, y'all know the experience of like being African in Seattle. Like you're almost othered in a sense, right? Like you're not black, you're not white, you're not Asian.
Yeah.
You're kind of like this other black, right? And so coming into Alcorn, like I had this, in a sense, kind of like identity crisis, where it was like, how do I find my footing in a space where I'm no longer the one, right? Like, how do I like separate myself or create an opportunity to like brand myself as somebody that is not just like your normal student, right? And that experience like just really, really shaped everything for me, bro. Like I was in Ghana and I'm looking around and it's like nothing but black folks. I'm like, whoa, this is an amazing experience.
Yeah.
You go through like Accra, which is like their capital, and they got this huge golden statue of what's his name, Kwame Nkrumah, right? Who's like the first president of Ghana when they liberated from I want to say it was the British.
Okay.
Right? And so that experience was just crazy.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm like, whoa, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So they take us up to Cape Coast, right, for the second university that we're meeting with. And then the president sets up an opportunity for us to go to these castles, right? We do the tour, and I'm telling you, dude, it was the trippiest thing because, like, the tour guide was telling us that, like, the slaves were in rooms literally the size of probably this room. Like, if you took that wall back there and just pushed it out, right, that was the square footage.
Wow.
Right? And they had, like, one little, like, window up in the top, and that was where people could tell if it was day or night. But the rest of the time, like, you're literally just sitting in squalor, right? So they showed us, like, what the floors looked like, and the floors had this, like, kind of weird, like, dark brown to it, right? And they were explaining that, like, over time, like, people had, they had no way to, like, relieve themselves. So they had to relieve themselves where they are
right
at,
there, yeah.
right?
Wow.
So it was a trip, man. And then, like,
that's heavy.
super heavy, you know? So you go to the door of no return, and that was literally, like, the door where slaves in the country were just, like, you know, they were taken out through that door. You know what I mean? So it was a super, like, almost, like, spiritual experience.
No, for sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure. Especially a trip that's so unexpected.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, you kind of mentally prepare yourself if you know you're going to go see something like that.
Right.
Whereas for you, it was just like, oh shit, whoa, you know, and that's real though. But I'm glad you did experience that, and you're able to share that for listeners who probably didn't even know the extremities they had to go through. And I also asked you to bring up that story because, you know, we talk about the imposter syndrome a lot on this show,
Right.
And I remember when you first told me that story, we talked about how when they told you you're going, there was also a little bit of you like, wait, hold up. Out of everybody on this damn campus,
Y'all asking me?
Y'all asking me?
Yeah.
Right? So, what is that? What does imposter syndrome mean to you? Like, how would you kind of, if you could sum it up for those who probably don't think about it, like, you know, and expand on it, but like, I guess, how would you sum that up for you or define it?
I think it has a lot to do with just like you feel like an imposter. You know what I mean? Like you walk into a space where like even if you have the qualifications, even if you have the experience, even if you know your shit, right?
Yeah.
You still walk into a space where you feel inferior, right? And Seattle is like a breeding ground for that. You know what I'm saying? Like we know plenty of folks that walked into spaces where they walk into a space and it's like, man, I don't want these majority folks to see me because if they do, they won't like me. That could hurt my chances for my job or that could hurt my chances for the scholarship, right? And what I always struggled with was how do I bring like my full authentic self into every space, right? Like y'all know me, for years. Like my whole key is like support, right? Like if there's anything that's going on with the homies, like shoot, let's do it.
Support your friends.
Support your friends.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
And like I always think back to like Robbie's little quote, which was like, "Don't react to the race," or
set your pace, don't react to the race.
Yeah,
set your pace, don't react to the race.
So like it took going to Alcorn, coming back, and then really learning that Seattle had changed in the years that I had left, right? And then coming and seeing like, oh shit, like I'm a stranger in my own town, you know? Like in the years since I left, like I went and, you know, I'm like coming back every summer or coming back every fall break or winter break, excuse me. And I'm like seeing the homies and everything, but I didn't know what was actually happening, right? So then when you come back and you see an entirely new city where it's like full of transplants, right? It's like, oh shit, like where the homies at? Like everybody move. Where'd everybody go? You know what I mean? And so then it kind of propels that even more. You know what I mean?
No, that's real.
And it's
That's
like
real.
even like going to Ghana, going to Alcorn, and then coming back, you're just like, damn. You know, it's like you're probably looking at everything different as well, just based on the experiences you went through.
Right.
You know?
Yeah,
Completely different vantage point.
Exactly.
You like subconsciously try to compare too, right? Like
I think so.
It's uncomparable though, like Mississippi to Seattle, but you subconsciously just do it because you're like, that's all I've known for this amount of time.
Right.
Let's compare it to what's going. Oh shit! What? Who's this? Where you from? Where you from? Wait, where my home? You know, it's like that shit can be shocking, bro. Yeah, man, and I don't know, bro. I had this epiphany, right? This guy's just looking at me. Yeah, bro. Every time I try to talk about something, you know, like you're just looking at me weird. You know?
It couldn't be Kyrie.
No.
Lonzo.
Shout out the Lakers, though, man.
I think it was that, bro. That's why he came at me. I was just chilling.
Actually, no. We're not even talking about Lonzo Ball right now. All right? No. Shout out the Lakers, though.
All right, go ahead, man.
Nah, man. It's a movie a very popular movie. I think everybody in here rocks with the movie Juice, right? So I was watching it, and I caught an epiphany when I saw that scene, that classic scene of Bishop checking Q in the hallways, in the school hallway at the locker,
Man,
right?
that's a GIF for life.
Right? Yeah. Now, hear me out. So I have conversations with people all the time, and they're always talking about, yo, man, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do this. I want to do that. And they feel like they're not getting the support, right? And they get people who doubt them, subconsciously doubt or inadvertently doubt them, you know, subliminally doubt them. And like, it kind of makes them feel like they're crazy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Makes them feel like they're crazy, you know? And so when I see that scene when Bishop's like, you know what? When you call me crazy, I was tripping, right?
Yeah.
But you know what? I am crazy. And you know what else? I don't give a fuck, right?
Crazy, man. You know what? When you said that last time, I was kind of tripping, right? But now, you're right. I am crazy. But you know what else? I don't give a fuck.
Like, I get it now, you know, because when you want to go after something, you can't sit there and expect people to understand your vision.
No.
It's your vision, bro.
Straight up.
his vision was, you know, it's a little more negative, but I'm trying to take the concept of you understanding, like, yo, it's cool, call me crazy, that's fine.
Yeah,
I am crazy, you're right. And I don't care.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what that has to do with what he just said, but
No, I think I can
saying,
connect it for you because I think it speaks to a level of comfort.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like where you're comfortable with yourself.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And
exactly. There you go.
Yeah, bro. I got you.
Thank you, bro.
I got
Thank
you,
man.
I got you.
You know, sometimes I just go places I don't know where I'm going. You know what I'm saying? That's when the hitchhikers, you know, you pick them up. You feel me? Thank you, man. So, but no, yeah, you're right though. It's just about being self-aware, having self-confidence. Because there's people who listen to this show, watch the show, or support the platform, and they see stories of you and other guests, and they're like, "Yo, man, I got ideas. I want to do it." And like maybe it might be your closest homies who ain't really rocking with the idea.
Right.
It's like, dude, you're not crazy though. I just want people to know you're not crazy. People out there, you're not crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
The world. I mean, I think
You're
the
not.
world is full of people that just settle. You know what I mean?
Talk about it.
like, nah, for real. Like, it really kicked in for me. Like the light switch went off last year for me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm part of the Billo network at Zillow.
Yeah.
Right. So Black at Zillow.
Okay.
Right. So we've been together now for almost 2 years. Right. So the network's been live for almost 2 years. Right. But it really kicked in for me when I realized, like, yo, this thing is wide open. We could literally take this whatever way that we want, and we can create opportunities for folks. Like, I always thought about, like, the folks that would, like, you know, you get that notion in the hood where it's like, or even just in our community where it's like, man, they made it out, they never come back. You know what I mean? Like, that always bothered me. You know what I mean? Because it's like, why would you go out and do all of these things and then never come back to the place that helped make you who you are?
Yeah.
Right? You got to create opportunities for those that, like, open the doors for you. You know?
Yeah.
So, like, you can't just take.
Yeah.
So with the Billo network, that was exactly what I thought about, right? So I'm the director of belonging for that.
Yeah.
And that was a title when I first got it. I was like, man.
Do you know did you know what it meant?
Yeah, I understood it.
Yeah.
Like, conceptually.
Yeah, but
right?
do you think they knew what it meant when they were telling you, we want you to be this, right? Because we talked about how sometimes, you know, they throw that word diversity out there, and we're like, what does that mean to you? I know what diversity means to me, but what does it mean to you? Because you know, so did you ever think about that, or were they clear? Were they transparent?
Yeah,
about
they
it?
were. So, like, to the network's credit, like, what they did was they created an entire initiative around equity and belonging.
Okay.
Right. So it was an opportunity for the company really to just take equity and belonging to the next step, right? So you got a lot of companies that are, like, super focused on diversity and inclusion.
Yeah.
But then equity and belonging oftentimes gets, like, left out of
So
that equation.
They're not backing up what they're talking about.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So when I thought about belonging, I was like, well, shit, like, how do I belong here? Right? Like, I started assessing myself. Like, all right, well, if I'm going to step into this role, how do I feel? You know what I mean? Like, what's my experience? Like, what am I doing? Right?
Yeah.
And so, like, when they gave me the role, actually, they didn't give me the role. I campaigned, and then my colleagues voted me in.
Okay.
Right? And when I was elected, that's a better, like, they didn't give it to me. They elected
Go
me.
ahead, man. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
they elected
You
me.
earned Go ahead.
Yeah, I earned
I like
that.
this.
You
I
know
like
what
this.
I mean? They were like, hey, this is what we want to see for you as the director of belonging. Like, can you do it? And because of my background and experience, I was like, okay. Like, I don't know what this is going to look like on a corporate level, but I'm up for the task. I'm down for the challenge.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I've never been scared to try something out. If I failed, then all right.
Message.
But you can't just, like, tiptoe around things. Like, at some point, and I was actually telling somebody earlier today, like, you got to just jump off the cliff, you know? And if you fall flat on your face, cool. But, like, you learn from that, right? But what happens if you fly? Right? Like, what happens if you actually do the thing, or you get the thing that you have been asking for? What happens then?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then what you gonna do?
Yeah.
Right? So that was the whole drive for me, was like, well, why not? Why not?
Yeah.
Like, literally just asking that question, why not?
Yeah.
No, I feel you.
You know?
I like how you said you looked within yourself too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like if you're, like, in a class or something, right? And you ask a question, chances are somebody had that same question.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
the
always.
fact you, like, took it, like, you know, looked in yourself and was like, okay, how do I feel in this role, or how do I feel being here in
Right.
Zillow? You know,
Right.
It's big. You know.
Yeah, man. And
Yeah.
so that was just a huge driver. And so then, like, within the first year, it was like, all right, you're in your infancy as a network. All right, you're in a tech city, so you got Amazon, you got Google, you got Facebook, you got Microsoft, you got these huge companies that have their networks established for the last, like, 10, 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
Right. So how do we walk into this space, right, and just say, hey, we're here, right? Like, we love to be involved, and we want to create opportunities, and we want to show folks that you can be here, and you can thrive, right?
Yeah.
So then it just started with hosting events or creating opportunities for that, right? So like we did the Billow and the Collective event in September.
I remember that event. I remember it very well.
Yeah, you know, and that was an awesome experience because
yeah.
like what it did was it set up the groundwork for the city to know that like, hey, we're not only here to try to recruit folks. We're actually trying to engage and give back.
Like I went there just to kick it, support my guy here, and like, you know, there's people like, hey, are you interested in working here? And I'm like, I wasn't even really going there for that. You know, I went there but the fact that it was an environment where it didn't feel like that, where it felt like, oh, I need to make sure I get something out of this. You were getting something out of it just being there. You know what I'm saying? That's how I felt. So that was dope. And I got the swag surf. I got the swag surf in the corporate office. Has anybody ever got to do that before? Like, man, shout out Bobby, man. Shout out to DJ Blast, man.
Shout out to Bobby for real.
I'm always gonna bring that. I always bring that story up, man.
No, I think for everyone involved, you know, for Anthony Kerr, founder of the Collective.
Yeah.
Like,
shout out to Anthony.
Yeah, man. Shout out to my guy Kerr because like he's somebody that has consistently like just spoken life into things. He kind of has the same ideas around like just doing things like I do, like the same mentality as like, why not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me and him, like we've always been able to vibe. So when it was just like hey, I'm thinking about doing this idea with the Collective. What you think? He was like, cool, set it up. It was literally that easy.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, cool, let's do it. You know what I mean? And then we just went through the groundwork of just like establishing what that would look like. You know what I mean? And that was like a longer conversation, but just around, hey, let's go do something.
Yeah.
Right? Rather than just sitting on our laurels and just being like, oh man, I wish this happened or I wish that happened. You know, actually doing something about it was really, really cool.
Yeah, because that changes it from it can happen and it's going to happen. You know
it
what I
did
mean?
happen.
Yeah, so it did happen, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's dope, bro.
Yeah, man.
So, you know, what's on your mind, man? What else do you want to bring up? You know, we usually people, I run into people all the time, and they'll be like, yo, man, I wish you talked about this on the podcast. I wish y'all brought this up on the pod. I'm like, yo, all right, yep, bet.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a chance to come up here and talk about it. So it could be anything from, you know, our Lakers, you know what I'm saying? I guess our Lakers now too, right?
Oh, he's a Lakers fan?
Yeah, you know, LeBron fan.
Oh,
we got speaking of transplants, you know, we got some transplants in here. You know, some Laker Nation transplants. Shout out to y'all though.
Hey man, I didn't choose for him to go there. All right? He chose.
I didn't choose this life. Yo, when LeBron says I'm doing what's best for me and my family, he's not talking about y'all, bro.
No,
bro. All his fans feel like they gotta move with it. Like, you know, never mind.
I'm hella torn though. I can't lie, cause I want to get a jersey. But I'm just like, damn, bro, I'm about to buy a Lakers jersey at the end of the day. You know?
That Lakers across the chest is going to be nice on you, bro.
Yeah, man.
Hit the skin real nice in the summertime.
I know this guy going to be talking shit all day. Like, oh, you got a Lakers jersey.
You just got to embrace it, man. My guy Abdi embraced it, you know what I'm saying? So just embrace it, man.
Yeah, man.
You got to embrace change. Let's take it there.
I like that.
Yeah.
Embrace change.
Yeah, nah, for real. And yeah, man, I'm glad you guys are doing those events, though, man. I'm glad. So when can we look forward to any? Or is there anything else coming down the line? I know you got some stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, in the chamber. So what we got?
I mean, I think for 2019, the goal is really to expand this network nationally.
Okay.
Right. So we've already had chapters established since the inception.
Okay.
Right. Which is dope. But it's like now, how do we take the experiences that happen in HQ? And bring them to like some of our other locations, right? Because that's going to be key, right? It can't just always happen in Seattle.
Yeah.
Like, we got to be able to like leverage the network that we have in all of these different cities because those are populations that also deserve to have those experiences.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So that's really one of the focuses for me as like the director of belonging is just to be like, how do I create those opportunities or those pathways? So like, I'm not the only one that's like coming to the table with ideas because it's not just me. Like there's an entire team of folks that are just working together to make these things happen, right? Like I'll shout out my homegirl Brittany out in Denver, right? She's crushing it, dude. Like Denver low key has like, and I didn't even know this until I started working here. Like low key has like a dope ass black population.
Really?
Yeah, bro. I
didn't know that. Did you know that? You've been in Denver a couple times.
You've been in Denver.
Yeah, I haven't been there.
Yeah.
I had no idea. You know what I mean? And so then to know that like she's out there killing it, right? Crushing it with all the events and things like that. It's like, man, that's dope.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I think a huge piece is kind of like what you were talking about was like embracing the change, right? So you got to be able to like adapt and not necessarily be a chameleon, right? But you got to figure out ways to like make sure that you're staying authentic to yourself, but always growing. Because like I think that's what a lot of folks end up doing is they taste a little bit of that success, and then they're like, all right, I'm good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're not willing to adapt and grow and like really challenge themselves to really try to focus on what they can do to grow. You know?
Yeah, I think it's just like one of my New Year's resolutions is just living in real time.
I like that.
Right? Like, and the sound, people are like, what are you talking about, bro? You're here right now. Like, no, like, seriously, man. Sometimes we're physically here, but mentally we're like, who knows where we're at?
Yeah.
Right.
We could be in last week, right?
Yeah.
Or we can be last year, you know? So my thing is like, just live in real time, and that's how you're able to take those successes and understand like, yo, okay, it worked. This is good. We did well. We did a good job.
What's next?
But I'm still here. I feel it. I'm in real time.
Yeah.
Nothing's really changed yet, you know? I haven't really felt that change. So, yeah, man. And you got any advice for people out there who, I guess, work in that corporate setting, but, you know, want to do more and without, I guess, because not every company, I feel like not every company is embracing of change and trying to, you know, evolve, I guess,
Right.
because a lot of companies need to. But I guess get some advice for the listeners out there, or, you know, the viewers who you know, just want to find a way to put in their 2 cents and use their platform.
Yeah, I mean, I think a big part of it is really recognizing the power that you have within yourself. Like, one person literally can change the world. Like, not to be on no corny stuff, but like that Big Sean song, you know, one person can change the world.
Yeah.
Like, that's actually really true. Because it's kind of like what we were talking about before the show. It's like it compounds.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
one person turns into 2 people, and then 2 people turn into 4 people, and then 4 people turn into 8 people, and then just so on and so forth.
That's
right?
real. That's
but
real.
all it really takes is just one person stepping up and saying, hey man, like, what are we doing about this? You know what I mean? Like, how are we engaging with this? Why are we doing things the way that we are? Right? And you got to do it strategically. You can't just be like on your high horse and being like, hey, this is what I want to do and this is how I'm going to do it. Like, you got to build relationships. You got to build partnerships, right? And that's key, you know, in anything that you want to do. So like, whether you're trying to launch a business, whether you're trying to like level up in your career, whether you're trying to get an internship, right? You got to leverage the relationships and create strategies around the way in which you want to like do the things that you want to do. Because if you don't, like, you end up on the outside looking in asking like, man, what's up? Like, how come I don't get the shot? How come I'm not getting an opportunity? Like, I know I can do it, right? But it might just literally be 1 or 2 minor tweaks, and then you're like on your way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that that's a piece that is oftentimes overlooked, but it's literally staring you right in the face. You don't even see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think, man, over time, people have those moments, man. You know, it hits you when it hits you too, right?
True.
Like the universe is the universe, and it's gonna do what it's gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think you just gotta be alert and pay attention, though.
You got to be attentive.
Yeah, you gotta be attentive. Yeah, that's real. Yeah, man, we could talk about a lot, but
Here's one thing I'll tell you.
Yeah, what's up?
One thing I'd like to talk about. What do we like? How do we engage? Like, you know, we're all Seattle natives. Like, I think we got a couple of. I mean, I think everybody from here is from the town, right? Yeah. So like, everybody in the room is from the town.
we're gonna verify. We're gonna check.
I mean, everybody's from the town or from like surrounding areas, right?
Yeah.
Like, and so one of the things that I've always been interested in is like this dynamic where like you've got a bunch of transplants that live in like Seattle proper, right? And we're not gonna undermine or devalue or ignore the effects of gentrification in Seattle, right? Like, a lot of the people that we knew growing up don't live out here no more. You know what I mean? They moved to Federal Way, Kent, Renton, you know what I mean, SeaTac, or they moved up north to like Linwood or Edmonds, right? But like, one of the things that's been super fascinating for me since my return, right, has been like, yo man, Ish, you're like the only person I know from Seattle. Why? I don't know.
That's crazy.
Like, I'll be pulling up to these events and, you know,
Oh
like,
my God.
and it'll literally be like Transplant City.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I feel like I'm the newbie.
Right. In your own city.
In my own city. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But one thing that I've always been curious about is like, why is it that like as native folks do we not embrace like the change within the city to like really engage with the folks that are coming into the town?
I think it's just a lot of different different identities, right, coming in and inserting their own culture, what they've known, whether you come from the East Coast, the South, wherever you're coming from. and trying to insert that here. And at the same time, we're trying to preserve our identity as well.
Right.
And so I just think it's just a big ass mass confusion of like, who are we? Because when we felt like we knew who we were, next thing you know, shit gets tore down, shit gets revamped, and then other people start moving in from different cities, and now you're like, wait, hold up, who are we, right? So I don't know. I just think the natives need to be more open, be more expressive, right, and actually start having pride in that and doing more shit, man. There's a lot of dope talent, like people who are from Seattle, who are native Seattle residents that are doing dope shit, and I just think we need to support each other even more. Support each other even more. Let them know who's doing it out here, you know, and embrace those who are coming in.
I think one of the biggest things is awareness. Like I don't even be knowing like there's like that many transplants that moved out here, you know.
Oh yeah,
or especially like black people and stuff.
Yeah,
I just don't know, you know. So I think the key to all that is probably just having like as many events as we can have, you know what I mean, and just kind of just bringing people to one place that share like common interests. Because that's the only way you're going to really like network and like run into somebody new and get those conversations going. So
I mean,
I'm a big guy when it comes to events, bro. It's like that's what you could do. You can't just be in the house all day or like doing the same thing, and you're never gonna cross paths with those people. So
because like one of the things that's always been like in the ecosystem with the city, right, especially for our community, is like cats tend to settle. Right. It's
exactly.
Like, man, I got the job at Microsoft. I went to UW. Like I went to Wazoo. I went to Eastern. All the jobs are here. All the experiences are here. So why should I leave? I got it made. Right. But then I always was like, man, that's for me. I don't knock it, but like it just comes across as like super like small-minded in a sense. You know what I mean? Because it's like there's a huge world out there.
Huge world.
You know what I mean? How you gonna really be able to like say I lived? If you're not out there like trying to travel and go see new people and live in a new city.
To piggyback on that, even if you're not able to travel, like, okay, travel with your mind. Be more open-minded. So, and that, okay, I think I got it. I think I know what we need to do as natives, right?
Okay.
We need to be more welcoming and inviting, right? To those who are transplant. Well, you can't just call them transplants, bro. These are people, all right?
I know.
They got names. They got, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? But that's how we call them, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like on some Cowboys Indian shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro, these are people too, you know?
That's part of the problem, bro. I think the fact that we categorize them like that.
Yeah.
Call them
the way that we frame it.
Like,
the
you know,
narrative
like,
on it.
I think
we gotta have some kind of word, like, where it's like all inclusive, you know?
No. We need to just know who they are, meet them, and try to just invite them. Cause like, kind of like what DJ Blast, what Bobby said, where he said, yo, here it feels like I come, I meet you, we hit it off, we have a great conversation, and next time I see you, it's like we're resetting, and then reintroducing what did Drake say? Reintroduce the people I've been introduced to. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it feels. So I think for us as natives, I think we kind of have to get out of our own way and just welcome people, man. Like you go to certain cultures, you go to certain cities, like, welcome to New York, welcome.
And they
from
take
the locals.
pride in that.
So it's like we need to be like that. We need I don't care where you come from, man. Shout out to all the people that moved here for opportunities. We gon' big arms. Let's go. Open your arms.
Yeah, man.
Come on.
Straight up.
We're spreading love out here, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just my theory, though. I just threw it out there, but
I mean, I think
it might work.
I think there's some credence to it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about that whole notion of the Seattle freeze, I mean, there's a reason for it.
It's cold out here, bro.
Right? Like, I mean, it's not just because of the way in which we like engage. It's also the way in which we put off things, right?
Yeah.
It's like, how many times? Okay, this is like the classic example of like the Seattle freeze, right? It's like we hit it off, like, hey, what's up, man? I'm Ish. You go, hey, I'm Arm. Nice to meet you, bro. Hey, man, we should grab a drink or like grab some food or meet up sometime, right? Yeah. Let's do that. Never hit them up.
Yep.
And we all do it.
Oh yeah, because we got our friends.
We
got our. I got
and
my squad.
We all do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and so
real.
then like that's been something that like personally I've been trying to like really engage and like push back on because like it's even challenging for me.
Oh
right?
yeah,
because
we're all guilty of it.
Yeah,
and
man.
I'm not saying I'm not.
Yeah,
Gotta acknowledge it first.
Right.
For sure. So it's like how do you like get out of your own way if you're not like actually engaging with folks like outside of your circle or your group? You know what I mean? How you really learning some shit? Because if you're doing the same thing, you're going to get the same thing. You know what I mean? So if you don't change course and chart a different course for yourself, how you really expect to learn anything new. Like that's just always been like my bottom line. It's
I
like,
feel you.
Like, why not?
Yeah.
Again,
I
why
think
not?
yeah, exactly. I think you just, like you said, you just got to challenge yourself. You know what I mean? I feel like once you go through it so many times, just meet new people and just, oh yeah, we should do that, we should do this, we should do this. It's kind of like subconsciously you're just saying that. You don't even know why you're like saying it. You know what I mean? So I think it's like people need to take a step back and be like, all right, why did I meet this person? You know, or what can I build, or what, you know, how can I make myself better?
Real
just
time,
learning
man.
from them. You know what
we
I
got,
mean?
we got to live in real
It's that
time.
real
man.
time thing.
Live in real time, man.
All right,
'Cause you
tying
got-
it back. I see you.
Yeah, man, live in real time, bro. Straight up, man. Because when you meet people, you're like you're in next week with your homies. You're not even in this conversation with
In the
this person.
present.
And for them, they're probably like, yo, I'm actually connecting with someone from here. You know, so let's put that message out there, man. For all the natives out there, all the native Seattle listeners and viewers, yo, let's just try to be more embracing and welcoming and inviting to people and show them who we really are, right?
Straight
As
up.
a city.
You know what I compare it to too, bro?
What's
Is
that?
when you're on the phone
Okay.
and you're like, I'm gonna hit you back. Are you really gonna hit that person back?
Yeah,
You're just saying that, like,
Yeah,
you know
you're
what I
saying
mean?
you have
But
no
you know
intention
that
of
means
doing
like,
that?
peace out, bro.
That's us. That's
you know,
us right
yeah.
now.
So
Yeah.
it's like, whatever, bro.
All right.
Yeah. It's like, you know.
All right, man. So I'm gonna leave you with this final question,
Okay.
and I'm sure you've probably heard it before, but we always end the show with this so we can kind of give you a chance to speak to everything you've spoken to, as well as cast what's ahead, which is very important. I know you got a lot of this guy got a lot of shit cooking, man.
Nah, man, I'm just
Come on,
staying low key out the way,
James
bro.
Harden.
Staying
Yeah.
low key and out the way.
Shout out
man.
James Harden too, man. He's doing his thing. All right, you like that one, huh?
Yeah, of course.
I
Yeah,
know,
go ahead, bro.
Because I've been hating. on him.
Are you a Harden fan?
Yes, I am.
All right. All right. Yep.
Oh, was he
Anyway,
recently
yeah.
converted?
I think so, bro.
Nah, man, I'm
okay.
just an objective critic, bro. I'm gonna call it like I see it.
Okay.
All right, never mind. I felt like Stephen A.
Whatever,
Smith.
bro.
I was my
He-
Stephen A. Smith
He
moment
just,
real
he
quick.
just
Whoa.
masked the shit out of that right there.
Oh, yeah,
go ahead.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, man. So if you can, my brother, what's one word to describe what keeps you on the up and up?
I'd say, yeah, it's perseverance. You know, there's a lot that I've battled. You know what I mean, internally, externally.
Yeah.
And I've had to persevere. You know what I mean. I think when you are challenged by what's inside your own head, right? Kind of speaking to that episode with Ashley, like
Yeah.
that connected with me on a huge level.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
You got to persevere. You got to be able to look yourself in the mirror and be like, all right, yo, like, how am I doing this? Like, what am I actually doing to actually get to the goals that I want? Like, am I just talking the talk, or am I actually walking it? You know what I mean? Shout out to Migos, because like, you got to be able to walk how you walk.
Nah,
like,
real talk.
You know what I mean? If you talking like something, you got to be able to back it up. Like, that's your word, right? That's your bond. So
exactly.
I think for me, the word that keeps me on the up and up is like being able to persevere through anything, because that hunger, like, we all come from first gen backgrounds.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Like, our parents didn't come here for us to just be peons. Like, they came here for us to be kings and queens.
Yeah.
So it's like, what am I doing to actually realize that? Like, how am I going after that? You know what I mean? And that's just the thing that keeps me on the up and up.
Solid. Perseverance.
Solid. For sure.
Perseverance, man. And that's big, man. That's a big message.
Thank
It's
you.
a big message. Big facts. Big facts. Weird flex. That's a new one.
It's a nice sweater too, bro. By the way.
I know, right?
I don't know. I was looking at that earlier. That's a dope sweater, man.
Don't think too hard when trying to read it.
trying to make it
but yeah, man. Nonetheless, man. Yo, Ish, man, we appreciate you, bro.
Yeah,
we
man.
appreciate
For
you
sure.
as a friend, as a family member of the Up and Up, as a supporter, man, and as a brother, just doing great work out here, bro.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for having me, bro.
And yeah, as a listener as well. Shout out to all the listeners. This is Listener Appreciation Week. The next episode, or the next Listener Appreciation Week, will be episode 40. We do this every 10 episodes. So if you're listening and watching right now, you can be this guy and come up here and talk your ish. And whoa, that was a pun.
Pun
Hey.
intended.
Whoa.
All right.
Hey, we're gonna talk off air. We got some. You're gonna talk your ish, right? And this is for you guys, man. So make sure to next time we're gonna put out
Don't
a call.
be scared. Don't be scared to be on the show, man.
If you're scared,
For
go
real.
to church. If you're scared, go to church. Nah. Next time we put out a call to action, please, man, send in your submissions, send in your favorite episodes, tell us why, and we'll do our due diligence to try to make sure we can pick the right person to come up here. And yeah, man, we'll keep it rocking. Anything else you want to end us off with, brother?
Nah, not really. I think we covered it all.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, any of the homies that got clothes or anything like that, you know, I'm tapping in with you guys. You
Yes,
know, hit me
sir.
up. Let
Yes,
me know
sir.
what you guys got going. I'm about
Yeah,
to be a
man.
walking billboard for 2019.
Yes, all of y'all,
there we
man.
go.
Yeah.
Send us your
There we
send,
go.
send
I like
yes,
that.
yes,
That's what
walking
I'm saying.
billboard.
Yeah, bro.
Shout out to Sizzle too. I know he's on the same hype.
Yeah, man. Go ahead and please send us your businesses, send us your clothing line links and handles. Send all that to @_TheUpNUp. We'd love to support you guys the way you're supporting us. And with that being said, I think it's safe to say I already said it, but I'm gonna say it again. Ishmael Yusuf, aka The Issue, is a member of the UpNUp. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, my brother. Thank you,
man.
Off top.
Thank you, man. It's a huge honor, bro.